We had 3 fights in the first 9 seconds.
Ridiculous.
And it's crazy.
Glorious.
The Florida Panthers went about a decade plus without an American of note on their roster. You had one guy in David Booth that was flirting with getting international call-ups every now and then. I know Austin Matthews is a captain, and he's the biggest star in American hockey because he plays in Toronto, and he's great. But Matthew Tkachuk is the face of this national hockey team. He is the voice, he is the attitude, and he, with every opportunity, he grabs at each and every opportunity to grow the game. This is such a marketable star. He needed to be the guy that set the tone, and he did, and it was amazing.
Roy, it seems strange to me, okay, because I know he was great before he got here, and obviously he didn't even have to be as great as some of his teammates for them to win the championship. Because Tkachuk was better the year before than he was the year they won the championship by a good amount. I don't know if I can say this is a coming out party, given everything I just said about who this player is. But to go and fight on behalf of your nation, take the lead on something that is hockey taking the lead from basketball, or no, our exhibition is the one that matters. To be the face of that, if you're a Panther fan, that had to feel pretty good.
I agree. In Calgary, they couldn't get past Edmonton, and obviously with him playing in Canada. Now switching over to America, now he's the entire face of this league. You're seeing him in Perry Ellis commercials now. He's got his own clothing sponsor. So, yeah, like he's now the face of this national team, and I'm, for one, very happy about it.
Some of the best interactions in Canada over the weekend were with Calgary fans because they just get so sad when they see Panther fans. They're just like, oh, and I'm just like, Huberdeau. I just say Huberdeau to them. It's like punching them right in the stomach.
He's having a better season.
And there were a lot of Panther fans. That, to me, was the most astonishing take from the weekend in terms of a single individual fan base that was well represented in Montreal. I saw more Florida Panthers fans outside of Canadians fans. That was the biggest group there. A bunch of people repping their team. You could actually see this sport growing. People traveling on behalf of their Florida Panthers.
I know that we have spent too many local hours this regular season talking about what Kevin Durant says is absolutely so. Player beef, disharmony in basketball sells. So we have talked a lot about Jimmy Butler and the Heat when it's a nowhere season that is, like I said before, a 56% drop-off in ratings year over year is something that tells you there's a profound indifference around the Miami Heat for the first time in a very long time. And to have the Panthers step into the breach and feel very much like it's Tampa. It's what grew at the beginning in Tampa in Florida, where you get such strong allegiances because these are the moments that you remember for a lifetime, the snapshots. When I talk to you in general, for all the howling you hear about the All-Star games, go ahead and mention all the moments you remember all time from all of the All-Star games. Like your entire data bank of memory of amazing All-Star moments. Mine are all in baseball. They're not, I've got a couple in basketball.
Sean Taylor killing Brian Moorman.
Yes. Sean Taylor, a hit on a punter in a Pro Bowl game. But like the moments are the things that make for the stickiness that as a lifelong allegiance of I saw this with my mom, I saw this with my dad, I remember what the place smelled like. I remember how good that felt to be a part of that, to be a Panther fan in Canada in the middle of that, and to watch your guy, not the best guy on your team, but kind of the most important one, kind of the star, not necessarily the best guy. Like I could have said it 2 years ago.
The attitude, the culture changer is Matthew Tkachuk. The best player, 2 ways, Alexander Barkov. And it was great to see a bunch of Panther fans out there cheering for him. But the guy that is the face and attitude of this team and now nation when it comes to hockey is Matthew Tkachuk.
But we have aired, and this is our fault. It's our fault as a show, and it exposes a casual interest that Stugotz and I have in the Panthers. We have 3 Panthers fans, like diehard 3 Panther fans in the room, and they're still at the top of the conference. And
I guess Roy likes it too.
Yeah,
they're still
I covered the team.
They're still
unbiased.
Exceptional.
Okay, all right, okay.
Roy, you have been compromised. You are the most biased of all of the Panther people that we have around here.
Impartial reporter.
Unprofessional.
You have a press credential, but you guys have to feel like you're at the beginning of what was happening in Tampa. Do you not? You slay Tampa, You win the championship. You take out McDavid. McDavid's not as good this year as your team is. When I thought McDavid and they would have, that vengeance jump that the Spurs grow into when they beat the Miami Heat after losing to the Miami Heat. But your team is still better, and some would argue, more expert than I, that your team is tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, Connor is still overrated, by the way.
It's a fine
A great man once said that. I can't remember who. The great thing about the Panthers is that
you can remember who.
This is sustainable. They've been really, really good for 3 years now. Tkachuk, one of the great trades in South Florida sports history. Tkachuk just turned 27. He's absolutely in his prime.
Well, hold on a second. It's not only one of the great trades in South Florida sports history. That's one of the greatest trades ever made, to lock up that guy for 8 years, win a championship immediately.
Yep.
Like, that's all of sports. That's both countries. That's not just South Florida.
Right.
That trade changed the Panthers from being a team that never won in the playoffs to this conversation we're having right now.